two niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins,
That's me.
and Justin Brown for your movie needs. Medium popcorn.
Woo!
You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it.
Spoil it in your face.
That's your warning. So if you get pissed, it's all your fault. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo.
Shut it down and put it up, everybody. This is Eddie Collins.
Guys, this is Justin Brown. I don't know what Brandon just said.
You know what I said. I use words. This is Medium Popcorn Niggas spoiling movies, but we're not spoiling a movie today. We're talking about some movie news and trivia. Well, we're not talking about trivia, trailers.
You okay, Brandon? You want to try that again?
We're surrounded by smoke. I got in at 1 a.m. I'm tired. It's all topsy-turvy over here. But folks, we're talking about trailers, not trivia.
Yeah, movie news and movie news.
There could be some trivia. You never know.
No, there's no trivia. Stop it. Stop it.
Well, there's a little riddle here. For instance, how did Al Pacino get his girlfriend 8 months pregnant when apparently he said he had a vasectomy? And also he's old as fuck. He's 83.
Listen, man, you can fucking shoot out that fucking dust, that dusty sperm, and I guess it got up in those those grooves, and next thing you know, boom, here comes a baby. Now, the one thing I gotta say, and this is Al Pacino as well as Robert De Niro. Yeah, and like I just want to also put this out for you dudes who are thinking, hey, I'll just have a baby when I'm fucking 70 years old. It's never over for me. Just know that as you have children later into life, you raise the probabilities of having children with disabilities and things like that. So just you need to take that into account. Whether Robert De Niro or Al Pacino are going to have children like so, which there's nothing wrong with that, but just know you raise it exponentially waiting that long. So we don't know if they had semen frozen or something like that. This was artificial.
No, Al Pacino apparently asked for a paternity test because he's like, I didn't know I could still shoot loads. That.
So like, if that's the case, good on them, and congratulations. But just know that it's not. This is not necessarily the way you really truly want to go, because especially if you think that you're God's gift to women, and that anything that you do is going to be the grandest thing on the face of the earth, you may want to second guess that.
Well, it's also like because I didn't know that Bobby De Niro is actually younger than Al Pacino by 4 years, because Bobby's only 79. But still, you're also, like, to the point you made about the disabilities, you're also setting up your kid to have a traumatic, let's be honest, a traumatic death in their life by the time they're a teenager, probably.
Teenager, nigga, they're gonna have a traumatic death in their life by the time they're 8.
Just like, yo. But also Al Pacino's
grandpa just died. Wait, that was my daddy? What?
Yeah. Al Pacino's baby mama, she likes the older guys, because before Al Pacino, she was dating Mick Jagger, and I believe is it Clint Eastwood?
Yeah, Clint, old racist Clint.
Yeah, so I guess she like it. I guess she
No. She don't like it. She like money. She was trying to get on somebody's social security check.
Maybe. I mean, because Al was collecting those checks on top of the money he making for the movies. By the way, I watched Heat on the plane last night coming back. It's a great movie, but Al Pacino is fucking crazy in that.
Al Pacino's crazy in half the things he's been.
But he's really unhinged in Heat, dude. It's like
we gotta watch that.
Yeah, we gotta watch it for the podcast. You can put that on the list. Because he just screams at like these black gangsters. He's like, "Whoa, I'm your daddy now." And then like with De Niro, he's like, "What are you, a fucking monk?" I'm like, did he have direction? Like, was he just what kind of like things are these? But yeah, congratulations to the old Italian niggas that are playing that gonna be playing daddy in their 80s.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna play daddy, you might as well play it in the twilight of your life because you're going to be off the hook pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Because life is going to take you right out of that game.
Speaking of game, Will Ferrell has been confirmed to play John Madden in Amazon MGM's Madden biopic with David O. Russell on board to direct. That's pretty. I think that's pretty good casting. I'd say if you're doing like a old-ish John Madden, that kind of makes sense. I think Will Ferrell's been looking to do some more dramas lately. So
yeah, I mean, it's good. I feel like probably the general public will have a hard time seeing him as a John Madden character just because he's Will Ferrell, and Will Ferrell's such a fucking a nutbag. But like I think it could be interesting. But like Will Ferrell's ability to get in and stay in a character could actually lend. And you said is this gonna be a series or a film?
It's gonna be a film.
It's gonna be a film. Okay.
Yep. It's going to be off of Blacklist script by Cameron Clark with David O. Russell doing rewrites, but that kind of obviously paused with the WGA strike. But
yeah,
David O. Russell's going to put his own spin on it. And his past few movies, except for Joy, and well, his last one was a dud with John David Washington and Christian Bale.
Yeah.
But hopefully this is the comeback that he needs because for the most part, he's gotten a lot of people Oscar nominations and stuff.
So, I mean, I think it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
As also like a big fan of, football and Madden, you're going to have a ton of people. You can have a ton of eyes on this and a ton of men who don't want their childhood ruined. So like, it's going to be interesting for him.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, childhood of John Madden. I mean, those are some old niggas.
No, but because you have to talk about John Madden as a football coach, and then it's the video game. The video game it almost eclipsed his fucking football career.
Yeah, but on the video game, he just announced shit. He didn't it wasn't that
interesting. Yeah, but he was a color commentator for football for years. And he was like the voice of the NFL. And then that once that football game happened, like his face was on it. You knew. More people know Madden because of the video game than they do him actually being a football coach, which is crazy. But even, I think that's probably how I learned of Madden initially.
I mean, I only know Madden through the video games.
Yeah.
And even then it was like, I don't care much about football. So, because I grew up in Michigan, so we had the Detroit Lions and they always screwed the pooch. So,
and I just like to point out that Yuvia said in the chat, I know the shoe line. That is not John Madden. That is Steve Madden. How dare you? Right? How dare you? How dare you?
Steve Madden got involved. Like, it was in Wolf of Wall Street, like the Jordan Belfort shit. Yeah. There's a whole story about Steve Madden and that shit. Anyways, speaking of not getting along. I don't know what the fuck. That was a terrible segue.
Yeah,
that didn't exist.
Wasn't your best.
That reminded me of a time when I was performing at a show and I was bombing so bad. I tried to do a callback to something that the host said, but the host never said it. And I thought they would just let that slide. I still bombed. But then the host came up. The first thing they did was acknowledge, yeah, Brandon said that I mentioned this. I never did that. I was like, I'm bombing off stage too.
Come on, baby, help me.
Help me, please. Someone who didn't get help was Matthew Broderick on the set of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, apparently. He recently came on and said that he butt heads with John Hughes, and said that he was not easygoing in some ways, but also said that John Hughes was not the first director to grab him at some point and say, "What is wrong with you?" So I feel like Matthew, that's more of a reflection on you.
Yeah, that's a Matthew problem.
Yeah, but apparently Hughes was not shy about being unhappy with the footage he was getting from his young cast at the time.
Yeah,
but it became a classic, so it all worked out well, especially for everyone's bank accounts. Speaking of bank accounts, Kim Cattrall is set to reprise Samantha role in Just Like That season 2. Apparently, it's just a cameo at the season 2 finale, but given the beef between her and Sarah Jessica Parker, they have to be paying her a pretty fucking penny to come back.
Yeah, well,
even if it's just for a cameo.
I think obviously what they're trying to do is hopefully get her back for the the third season. But
or a movie or a final movie or something, maybe.
yeah, listen, when it really comes down to it, they need
It's always the money.
yes, no, but they need her. They need
Oh,
her.
I'm sure. Yeah, she was the best character always. That whole
Bro,
fucking thing.
because Paul, like, I never really watched Sex. Actually, I watched a few episodes of Sex and the City
Same.
on my own. Like, so I'm like, yeah, it's a decent
Did
show
very
at
well with the
times.
slot machines in Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but
Penny slots, baby. That's my bread and butter, baby.
so
You want a free night at Treasure Island? I got you.
Paul,
Justin.
shut up. Paula was watching and just like that the show.
Yeah.
And she was like, this is just not good. So like Samantha could insert some like something real fresh into it. And so like they probably really need her to, that character back, because they lost a step. And the parts that I saw of the show, I'm just like, Paul's just like, yeah, this kind of sucks, but I'm watching it just because I'm watching it.
It felt like it feels like a chore more than like actually like enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when the show's definitely lost like its way. It's like when you feel I felt the same way about I said it on a recent like when I'm watching episode. I felt that way about Ted Lasso this final season. It felt more like a chore than actually being enjoyable, like similar to like Modern Family. I didn't watch like the last 2 seasons, I think, because I realized we were watching it on a weekly basis and then not really laughing. And I'm like, what
You're
happened?
watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, we were like, what happened? Like, because we used to laugh like like every minute there would be a joke or something like a visual gag, but then it just became like, huh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what it is? I honestly, and this is kind of fucked up, and like I don't want to go down like a parenting thing. I think it's because did you ever watch Modern Family?
Yeah.
So the Dunphy family, when all those kids kind of like were like not flunking out of college, but like just really struggling with adulthood and college, when all 3 of them were doing that, it kind of was like, oh, this goofiness between the Dunphy family actually like has really fucked their kids. Like their kids can't really survive adulthood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think for me, that made it less funny at a certain point. Cause I'm like, they're all still at home. They're all struggling to find their way. And I get it. Like when you're in your late 18, I think that's like the comfort of suburbia though. Cause I think us living in New York City, you can't afford to like dwindle too long. Otherwise you're going to drown very quickly. But I don't know.
I think though, they did that as a sign of the times as well. Because you also got to realize that people in like kids in the suburbs, or just children in general, or young adults, they were living at home for longer.
Yeah.
But these are national statistics, across the board. So like it is actually indicative of the actual world at the time. So like you were seeing reality play out on screen, while also knowing people who are going through the same exact thing. So it's like it's not as funny anymore, because this is actual reality for a lot of people.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I mean, it just for me, it took away the funniness of it. I think Tati and I like started having conversations like they kind of fucked up as parents, right? But anyways, someone that is fucked up, who refuses to take responsibility. I know you're going to enjoy this story, Justin. According to RadarOnline.com, Vin Diesel was upset with Jason Momoa's overacting in Fast 10 and blaming that star for the bad reviews, even though most of the reviews, even the bad ones, said that Jason Momoa is the best thing in the fucking movie. So Vin Diesel is, I don't know, man. I think Vin Diesel fucked up by doing more after 7. Honestly, as the producer that spearheads this thing, I think like I get it, everyone wants a check and it's a good check, and they seem to have fun on the set, except now it doesn't seem like it's fun for anybody. But like Furious 7, I rewatched that ending not too long ago. That was a perfect ending for that series. When they had the they pay tribute to Paul Walker, and then you have them splitting, driving separate ways. I thought it was like this is beautiful. It ended there. But they kept trying to milk this shit, and now it's like it's stupid. Because think about the reaction that everyone's had about the Fast 10 cliffhanger and everyone's reaction to Spider-Verse. Everyone for Spider-Verse, like, give it to me now. Give me the next movie now. Fast 11 or whatever the fuck it's going to be, people are like, I may see it. Like, I don't even know. Dude.
Yeah.
You
And
know
did
what I
they
mean?
and did they film that already?
No, that's what's so fucking crazy. And I don't even think we got into that really a Fast 10 review. Dude, they're so far up from filming the next one. Even like, let's say they do have a script for the Dwayne Johnson Hobbs movie, right? They start filming that now. Even then, that fucking kid in the cliffhanger is going to be 17 by the time they make the next one.
Yeah.
And it's not like Jason Momoa took him away. They could do some hook shit where he's like, I've been raising your son for the past X amount of years or whatever. They have to do a significant time jump. It's insane, dude.
Yeah.
The next one's going to be a clusterfuck. Unless they use CGI to de-age that boy, which would be really weird. Like, it's going to be crazy, dude.
It's gonna be so wild. I can't wait now. Like, because you know what? Now it's at the point where I just want to see it see how bad it is.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
But
yeah.
I mean, at the same time, and I am one of the people that agrees that Jason Momoa was overacting and he kind of sucked. But at the same time, he's not the big issue in that film. Vin, it's you, bro. It's you. You suck. You're not a good actor. You're not a good actor, and the story was not good. You've milked this thing for as much as you could, and now the milk's gone bad.
Yeah, it's not a good look. I mean, but it's just weird that he keeps putting the onus on other people versus reflecting on himself about like, have I lost touch about what really like makes people love this series?
Yeah.
Has it gotten too big? And it's okay to admit that. It's okay to admit that like this has gotten too big for me to control or for me to enjoy. That's why Justin Lin quit. I think he was just like, you know what? I could do this, but if my heart's not in it, like it wasn't in the last one, and this psychopath is trying to dictate every move, because apparently Vin Diesel just makes up shit on the fly on set. It's like, oh, we should actually do that effect in this thing. It's like, if you're not the director and you don't have to figure out the coordination for that shit, then shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think, was it you who said, or was it another conversation I had with somebody who said that Vin Diesel should just direct the next one? And I was like, he would never do that because that requires too much ownership for him, too much of the blame. He would have to take.
I don't no.
That wasn't you, right?
It cannot. He could not direct. He could not direct the film.
I agree.
He should not be any part of anything. I mean, he shouldn't even be in the films at this point. But like, and I think that what we talked about is what hand is Vin Diesel's gonna have in like the female driven the female led spin-offs and things like that. Like, I think that he's going to want to be a part of that, which is going to muddy those waters and make things even worse. And that's what I'm afraid of. I don't think that he can let go and let live. And he's going to, and everything is going to suffer because of that.
We're all going to suffer, but
yeah,
we don't have to. We don't have to keep paying to see these movies. We can just let it ride out into the sunset or crash and burn like it's probably going to. Speaking of letting off into the sunset, Lionsgate confirms that John Wick 5 is in early development, with the recent fourth chapter topping $363 million globally. Film chief Joe Drick mentioned that they are working on an additional film on top of the Ballerina spinoff that's coming out next year. I don't know how they do it.
I told you.
I know. The only thing they could do is that he faked his death so he could live a calm, a peaceful life, existence, right? Because there's always going to be niggas trying to come after him. But at the same time, it's like Keanu's not getting younger. And unless I am confident though that the director and Keanu, unless it's a fantastic script, they probably have it in like their clause. They'll probably be like, yeah, like pay us a little money so we could say like we're attached or whatever. But until we get a script and we're happy with it, yeah, we don't have to do this.
I mean, unless it's no. I don't see how and why they do it.
Unless he takes on like a Winston role where he's kind of a mentor to like the other assassin dude with the dog, or it's more of like a two-hander with him and Donnie Yen.
Yeah.
Again, I can see something like that. But that would actually be kind of cool if what's her name comes after both of them. That could be interesting. And revenge for her father.
Well, she doesn't have to come after
John necessarily.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of places they could go, but
Well,
at the same
technically,
time,
yes, she could, because she kind of does blame John for what happened, because if he wasn't there
at the Continental, none of that shit would have gone down. But we'll have to wait and see. But of course, like you said, Justin, Lionsgate's gonna fucking Lionsgate and want some money. So because that's all these execs are too lazy. They're too lazy to think of the visions of writers and producers that have unique ideas that are outside their wheelhouse and not a guaranteed hit.
But Brandon, that's exactly why we have a strike going on, and we're in a situation that we're at. They're greedy, and they're fucking. They'd rather use AI to just take everybody's job, and they could just make all the buku bucks and pay nobody, than actually pay for the real work to get done.
Exactly. That's why they're just remaking everything. That's why in our next story, How to Train Your Dragon has a live action remake where they've recently cast the Black Phone star Mason Thames and the Last of Us actress Nicole Parker, who's also the daughter of Dandy Newton, as their Hiccup and Astrid, the lead characters in that movie. I feel like this is one of those live action movies that could look really, really cool, depending on how they have people riding the dragons.
Yeah.
Because How to Train Your Dragon, like the story is cute, but I think there's a way to make it kind of scary, live action, make it really badass. But because even How to Train Your Dragon, he loses his leg at the end of that, right?
I have no idea. I never watched.
Oh, you never saw it? Yeah, I think like he gets like a UV. I don't know if UV in the chat has seen it, but yeah, I feel like the kid loses his leg at the end. It's pretty dark at the end, but I don't know. I just don't care much for these live action remakes. This is the only one where I'm like, this could kind of be cool. That kid, Mason Thames, though, was good in The Black Phone. I don't know if you saw that movie with Ethan Hawke.
No, really I thought about watching it. I just nah.
Really creepy, because I guess back in the 70s or 80s when kids were getting abducted all the time in bands and shit. And so it plays into that. It takes place in the 70s, I believe.
Those were the good old days.
Jesus Christ. All right. Well, so we already talked about Vin Diesel and his craziness. I think we got to kind of share the screen for this, though. For The Rock talking about returning to the Fast and Furious franchise. What are your thoughts on that, by the way?
I mean,
he's coming back for the Hobbs movie.
Well, I don't know. So it's basically gonna. I know they're putting this is basically gonna be a Fast and Furious, 10.5, right?
That's what it seems like. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's gonna be, and I'm pretty sure what it's gonna be is it's gonna be basically kind of Hobbs and Shaw 2, because Jason Statham is going to save his mother, Helen Mirren. And and then somehow Hobbs is going to get involved, whatever. So they are essentially doing Hobbs and Shaw 2, and then it's going to flow into the part 2 is Fast 10. Excuse me.
I don't know, because I heard a rumor that Statham and The Rock don't get along now. But I also don't know if that's like 100% true. But Paul Scheer mentioned that on How This Get Made, that they don't get along apparently, and that's why it's not a Hobbs and Shaw movie. It's just Hobbs. That's the name of it.
Okay, well, either way, I think that and so apparently they had tied things up last year or last summer or some shit like that.
Let's watch the video, because I have some thoughts on whether or not that's actually true. Let's watch a little clip of this.
Aloha from beautiful Hawaii. Just tapping in with you guys. You can see I got laid. There's always room for a cheesy joke. Just tapping in with you guys and delivering a little information, long-awaited information. You guys have been waiting for over a week now for me to confirm. So I am 100% confirming to you guys around the world that yes, it is true. Hobbs is back. Hobbs is back in the Fast and Furious franchise. And man, I gotta tell you, well, before I get into the why and the how, I was able to pull this off and get together with Vin and pull this thing off. Before I get into that, let me just say that it has been so incredibly personally gratifying and satisfying and humbling and exciting to see your reactions around the world. First of all, the secret of Hobbs being back in the Fast and Furious franchise, that was the secret that was hard as hell to keep. And you guys know me, and you know my operating motto, and at $7 Productions, which is always audience first, fans first. So it has been so cool to see your reactions around the world of Hobbs returning.
All right, this is a 4-minute video. We're not gonna watch the whole thing, but just the fact that that clip was edited already, and until I see The Rock in one of those Vin Diesel hostage social media videos that he be posting on Instagram,
Yeah.
they don't like each other still. This is The Rock needing a hit after the whole Black Adam debacle.
Yeah, I also
That's how it
think
feels.
if this is something where they they patched things up, last summer, so almost a year ago, that means that this was a coordinated idea to initiate this beef in order to get this let this thing happen and make this huge surprise happen, which, if that's the case, that's super fucking corny, bro. That's corny on the both ends. And I'm not gonna lie, I very much see that possible out of Vin Diesel, thinking that was an amazing idea. And I can see how Rock is just like, yeah, that seems like a great idea. People go nuts for it. Yeah, you know what, Vin, let's do it. Let's keep the beef going. Old wrestling. This is how they do it. That's what they're doing in WWE. I think that'll be great. No, like, I think that if that's what they actually did and that's what they came up with, bro, you gotta be better than that. You gotta be better than that.
I mean, I think the only reason why this is all happening is because Vin Diesel is getting a producer credit on the Hobbs movie. He didn't get a producer credit on Hobbs and Shaw, which is one of the reasons why he was so angry about it, because he wasn't aware that they were making that. And so I think now that he's a producer, he's like, oh yeah, we're cool now. We're fine.
Yeah.
I think it's all ego. And for me, it just seems, like The Rock, what is one of the words he used to describe it? He said humbling. I think the past 6 months have not been kind to The Rock in his career. I think it was a bit of an embarrassment to have James Gunn publicly be like, I told Dwayne there's no more Black Adam. Because remember, he kept saying, like, I'm part of the new DCU, whatever they're going to do. Like, make no mistake about it. And they had to sit him down and be like, no, that's not the case. And now he doesn't have that. His Jungle Cruise didn't do great. So I think that The Rock's in a precarious space where he's like, I'm kind of like took a dent to my likability. I haven't had a huge consistent hit that made profit in a while. Yeah, let me go back to the Fast and Furious, have a surefire hit, get back into good graces of audiences, and then take that from, take it from there. I don't know. It's a bit sad that it's like come to this, because it's a very like, it's like kind of a, I can see a PR person be like, hey, Dwayne, I know like you're enjoying your vacation. You got to make a video talking about the Fast and Furious stuff because it's coming out.
Yeah, it's time to say something. It's like, don't worry. I got my iPhone on me. I'm going to hold it up just a little bit higher than me, smile into it with my sunglasses on, with a nice little backdrop behind, and I'll address the people.
I hate that voice. All right. Going into some superhero shit. Marvel Studios announced that Captain America has a new moniker, and it's going to be called Brave New World instead of New World Order.
Should have been New World Order.
Yeah, I feel like they switched that up because probably white people thought it was threatening because he got a black lead. And so you say Brave New World, which means it's a new coming world. New World Order is like, oh, the blacks are taking over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's just a little bit more militant, but I agree. I like the New World Order. But also, I mean, the movie's being written by Malcolm Spellman, who's black as fuck. So I can see why they got a little spooked. Oh, wait, that wasn't a good. All right, well, Captain America Force coming soon. Yeah, let's just keep that in mind.
Oh, yeah, they were spooked and cooned.
Jesus Christ. Adeline Rudolph has been tapped to play Katana in New Line Cinema's Mortal Kombat 2. She has been in The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, along with Tati Gabriel. So I guess that show, has some kind of a
apparently
cachet or something.
Yeah, they were playing in like some weird little cult type thing or group of assassin type chicks, something like that.
Also, we didn't even announce this as well with Mortal Kombat. Carl Urban from The Boys has been tapped to play Johnny Cage. A little bit older than I was expecting, but that's pretty interesting casting.
Yeah. They should have just got Jean-Claude Van Damme. Let's call it that.
Did they really shoot? They wanted him for the first one, right? The original one, right?
I think so. Yeah.
That would have been funny, but I still can't believe we got to put Street Fighter on the list because we have yet to do Street Fighter.
We did.
Did we do Street Fighter?
I feel like we have.
UVA, just put Jean-Claude Van Damme's movies on the list because we got to do some more of those. Because we did do Street Fighter. My bad.
Yeah.
We got to do more of these because I just recently saw the movie where he's dancing and that little shack thing with
you just saw Asian Kickboxer.
I just saw it and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" So yeah,
bro, yeah. Jean-Claude Van, actually, you know what? We should do Universal Soldier.
Oh God, I remember that movie.
Yeah.
We should just do a Jean-Claude Van Damme month.
Oh yeah. Oh boy, I got some movies that.
Yeah, there's
we got some fucking.
But then we could end it with a JCVD, which is actually like a really good dramatic role for him. Or essentially he's playing himself, but he's like.
Yeah, the TV show. I watched it. You watched it?
No,
right?
that was the bank robbery movie. Did you never see that? Where he plays himself going to the bank and there's a robbery. And so everyone's like, save us. And he's like, I'm just a fucking guy.
No, I never saw that.
Yeah. We'll watch that too. Okay.
So did you ever see the TV show, the series?
No. All right. Well, we got a lot to look forward to, folks. And so do you as listeners. The last movie news, and I didn't put this on our list, Justin, but it's just something that came up in regards to strikes and stuff that we mentioned. So the WGA is currently voting's currently underway for them to accept the contract that they've negotiated with the AMPT, which a little bit undermines the WGA's efforts, but we will not be deterred. And hopefully SAG-AFTRA, they just authorized a strike vote if it comes to that. But the DGA is currently voting, and they have to vote by June 23rd to decide if they're going to accept the agreement. And we'll see what happens. But I still think the strike's going to go a long time. A lot of industry insiders are saying, especially the after strike, that we're looking probably at end of summer or maybe even end of the year before a resolution.
And rightfully so.
Yeah. It would just be insane if the whole industry just shut down because, directors made their own deal, but who the fuck are they going to direct if they can't nobody to work with?
Yep.
You're gonna have fucking they're gonna act all the roles too. That'd be insane. The director's like, I could do it. Don't worry. Imagine Denzel. Denzel's
you're gonna get low tier actors are just in everything.
Oh yeah, you get non-union actors, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, wow, that could be really dangerous though.
What do you mean?
Because imagine if like the studios did go that route, non-union actors, and then they start blowing up, because then they can never get part of SAG-AFTRA. Wow, that'd be wild, dude.
Yeah, bro.
That'd be. I mean,
and then AKA they will treat them like shit, and then they will start hiring non-union actors and treat them like shit, and just yeah. That's what's gonna happen.
I'm not gonna lie, the anarchist in me that comes out here and there kind of wants to see that happen.
Yeah, because things are going to be horrible.
Oh, yeah. The industry just is going to explode.
Well, no, hold on. Actually, no. Let's not say things are going to be horrible because just somebody's a union actor doesn't make them a good actor. Let's be very clear about that. Yeah, there's a lot of union actors who got their union plug and it's not because of being great workers and things like that. There are a lot of extremely talented non-union actors who can probably act fucking circles around a lot of
some of them
people.
Yeah, we're some of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not we're. I mean,
I just haven't had the role yet to showcase my skills.
Brandon, stop it. Just stop it.
I'm not bad. I'm just, I'm getting there.
But I think it would kind of do a disservice to the business as a whole, because when you're pulling those non-union actors in, they're not going to be treated the same way. So then it's going to lower the expectations for a movie set, the pay and everything, that they will be forced to accept less because the studio has all of the power. And like, yes, will it create new stars? Absolutely, and all that. But will and when it really comes down to it, are these the SAG-AFTRA, the union, they're going to call them scabs and say that and not allow them in, but stuff like that. It's like they're not in union. They haven't been a part of the union. It's just like, so you can't really blame them for getting a check when nobody else would give them a check beforehand. So like it's gonna really it's gonna create a haves and have not situation, which is not gonna necessarily be fair.
I mean, we're already there, baby. We're already there. Some people are like, blow this shit up,
Yeah.
We got fucking smog in New York City. It looks like Blade Runner 2049.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Who gives a fuck at this point?
We're all breathing in Cheeto dust. It's like this ain't it.
We got some movie trailers that we watched as well, including the new Barbie trailer, which the more I'm watching it, the more I'm like, they might have done something interesting, even though it kind of feels like the Lego movie just with Barbie.
Well, I mean, it's like Barbie goes into the real world. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm still just not interested.
I mean, Margot Robbie as Bobby, that's pretty good casting. And then fucking crazy ass Ryan Gosling as Ken. I think that could be, and then they have different iterations of both of them, right? Like you got Michael Cera plays Ken, I guess. You got Issa Rae plays a Barbie. Like, you got some good.
Well, yeah, it's the whole Barbie universe.
Yeah. I did laugh.
Black Barbie, Asian Barbie, yeah.
I did laugh when they were dancing. She's like, "You guys ever think about death?" And I was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, this is weird.
So I'm interested to see how this does. I mean, I think it's going to blow Oppenheimer, which is going against it, out of the water at the box office. I think that's the most unusual pairing I've ever seen. But
yeah, even though I'm probably going to watch Oppenheimer.
Are you? That's interesting because you're the first person to say that over Barbie, because Oppenheimer, I love Christopher Nolan, but after Tenet and seeing how wide of a cast it is, I'm like, I might wait like a week or two before I.
Yeah, but bro, you also, that's a period piece.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
It's a period piece, and it's about something very, very specific. It's like, and also like, I'm somebody I like they hear about those stories, and especially centered around the wars and things like that. I think that that's super interesting. The things that obviously we understand it as a fictionalized version of it, but something that goes, that the things that may have played a part in the fact of actually creating and dropping that bomb. It's just interesting to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna see it. I think I might prioritize Barbie just because of female creatives in front and behind the camera, as well as the diversity of the cast. I might just, unless it's getting like scathing reviews from like our peers, I probably will try to see that first, and then I'll see Oppenheimer, because I did hear that Oppenheimer has a really cool, I mean, also fucking disturbing sequence of you see what it's like when an atomic bomb blows up a town.
Yeah,
which is gonna be fucked up because we're under nuclear threat all the time.
Yeah,
like all the time between fucking
Korea
and fucking Russia.
Honestly, I think that needs to be put out there, because people need to understand what we did as a country to fucking well, I mean, what our government did to the country of Japan.
Oh yeah.
And also the fact is, it did it twice. The first one was bad enough. The second one was unnecessary, and they did it anyways, just to prove a fucking point. Which is like, like, yeah, America and all this, like, but sometimes you gotta kind of be held accountable for the shit that you've done and whatnot. So yeah,
gotta be held accountable. We also watched the newest trailer for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, which, man, I'm so like, besides Spider-Verse, this is the movie I'm also waiting for. This is the other summer movie I'm waiting for.
Yeah,
at this
looks
point.
fun.
Like Ice Cube is the fucking bad guy. He's like, and then a bunch of mutants, Bebop and Rocksteady, and like, I think that's an interesting way to like play up like, oh, like what is the origin of this? And maybe they talk about ooze, or maybe it's something different. Although in the first trailer they mentioned ooze.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with the mythology and just the animation looks cool. It's got like a 90s aesthetic, which is a good throwback to the old cartoon, the old movies. And it's the voice acting. The fact that they sound like kids, that's for me, that's just automatically charming. Because like, in the Rise of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie that we watched, they sound like adults still.
Yeah.
And so it's like to hear like a young kid talking about, what do you want to do? Like, I want to go to high school. I want to have a girlfriend, like things like that, where you're like, oh, okay, let's see where this goes. But I'm excited for that. Expendables 4 is coming out apparently with Jason Statham and Megan Fox now in the mix. I'm very confused as to why we're getting another one.
She's a very attractive young lady.
She just posted a thirst trap on Instagram. Jesus Christ!
But she's a very attractive young lady, but also at the same time, stay away from me. Just something about her just says she's dirty.
Doesn't she? Her Machine Gun Kelly. Don't they have these rings where if you try to take them off, it'll like make you bleed or some shit?
I don't know.
They seem like they're into some Hellraiser type of shit. they definitely fucked around with a box or two. You know what I mean?
There's a box cutter somewhere in their bedroom.
Does that come into play in future Hellraisers? Box cutters?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'm talking about the box that then brings up the portals and the fucking people start.
No, I'm just saying. Like I'm saying like they're probably into some like weird BDSM or like blood, and like pain stuff. That's what I'm saying.
Got brought up Hellraiser.
Okay.
I mean, that's still a very odd choice.
No, but Hellraiser, part of that is the BDSM.
I don't want to talk about Hellraiser no more. It's just making my skin crawl. That we are Yuvia, who's our researcher and our producer. I swear to God, if you ever put and don't try to test me on this. If you ever put another Hellraiser movie on our list, I'm not watching it. I will protest. Justin will watch that by himself, and he'll just explain it to me. I fucking refuse. That movie still fucks me up. That's one of the grossest movies I've ever seen in my life. Anyways, we watched the trailer for Bottoms, which is about high school girls that start a fight club.
This is wild.
To get some coochie, which is that's not me speculating. They literally say that in the trailer.
Well, all right. Well, I no, they don't say that in the trailer. Marshawn Lynch says that in the trailer. NFL great Marshawn Lynch.
That's who that is?
Yes.
That's so insane.
That's the Skittles nigga. which that is so wild that he's in that movie.
Yes.
I mean, and then to Yuvi's point, just right, he is hilarious. He's
hilarious. A porno in the classroom and shit.
Yo, but I was just like, why the fuck is Marshawn Lynch in this film right now? But like, yeah, it's basically, I mean, it is kind of on its head, turning the whole like, kind of 90s guys movies where guys do anything to get laid, even if it's not necessarily the nicest thing in the world. This is, now you have two female characters who are doing exactly the same. So like it is kind of weird, and I know that there's gonna be some backlash for it, but like it's interesting, and like I don't even know. Like I feel like it will probably be enjoyable to some degree, but only because it's enjoyable because like movies like that don't really get made anymore because of how like problematic they were. In the past. But like, how could they make this movie and it not be problematic? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm interested to see what the reception is of it. I mean, I laughed quite a few times at the trailer, but also at the same time, I'm not part of LGBTQ community, so I don't know if it's true to like that representation or if it's like some weird. I don't know. We'll just see. We'll just see what the consensus is, but I'm keeping an open mind to it. It's something different. I'm always into something that like I don't see every day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see. We also did you watch Justified when it was on FX back in the day?
No.
If you liked what's that Bosch? If you like Bosch, you might actually really like Justified. Actually,
I actually do like shows like that. So like I probably would.
It's a U.S. Marshal, and like Timothy Olyphant's really good in it. It's got quippy dialogue, almost like a Tarantino movie. And every episode, he's like trying to find. There's usually a season arc where there's a main villain, but like most episodes, like he's catching other people and it's leading up to a story. Walton Goggins is in it. He's fucking fantastic as like this guy that's like become like his arch nemesis, like Waylon's arch nemesis, but like also his friend. There's a sequel series coming out, which actually Tarantino was involved in, called City Primeval. And it takes place in Detroit, so I'm interested to see how they represent Detroit. But yeah, it's got an interesting villain, Boyd, what's his name? The actor? He's always playing a evil white guy in movies. Boyd Holbrook. Yeah, he was in Narcos as well as he's going to be in. He was in Logan. You know.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah,
I'm interested to see what the show is, but I definitely would say, like Justin, like watch the first episode of Justified, and if you like that, that's pretty much the whole show.
Okay,
so
fair enough.
It doesn't really deviate. It gets better with the acting and story. So if you like the pilot, like just know it gets better.
Okay.
There's some lag. There's like season 4, like there's a weird, like Southern family that's like the big bad, and it's like this like country bumpkin crew, but they're still kind of scary though.
Well, I'll also just throw it out there, guys. Warriors coming back this month.
Oh yeah, that movie's awesome. I mean, that show's awesome.
Yeah. So
I'm really curious to see where the characters go from here.
Yeah.
They left on some shit last
year. Yeah, right.
They left on some shit. Some of the best fighting scenes I've ever seen in a TV show. So thank you again for that recommendation, Justin.
Yeah.
We also watched Hijack, which is a trailer for an upcoming Apple TV Plus series starring Idris Elba, friend of the show to some, enemy to others. We're essentially like, Justin, we were watching trailer together. You said it's essentially Passenger 57 before the trailer even really started. And then I'm like, oh yeah, this is Passenger 57.
Yeah. It's a remake of Passenger 57, a British Passenger 57.
Yeah.
But his family's not dead. That's basically what it is.
His family was dead in Passenger 57?
Well, his wife died in Passenger 57. Yeah.
If he says always bet on black, then it's like, okay, we're off to
Come on, Idris, just call it Passenger 57.
And the last two trailers we saw are actually game related, not movie related. The first up is Mortal Kombat 1, which I didn't even know they were rebooting the franchise. Looks violent as fuck. Pretty dark. Did you ever play any of the new Mortal Kombat games, like the ones that came out within the past few years?
No, I mean, I haven't played a Mortal Kombat game in probably 10 years now.
Oh wow! Next time you come over to my house, we'll play one.
Okay,
we'll play one. It's pretty fun. Like some of the kills are insane, but yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this one. Apparently, you're going to be able to play as like a Homelander and a few other random characters, which will be pretty cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward. The trailer was crazy violent. Like you had to put in age restrictions and shit to be able to watch it. So it was like, something's gonna be violent as hell when YouTube asks you for your birthday.
They're just like, hey, yo, you sure you're supposed to be watching this?
Which, unless you're a kid that doesn't know how numbers work, there's an easy way to bypass that.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, 1980.
No, all you have to do is isn't it now? All you have to do is do 2001 and under. That's the year. And you're.
I mean, but like if you're going to make sure, I mean, because like I feel like if you put just 18, actually no, these computers don't care.
Yeah,
as long as you're 18, they don't care.
Yeah, it's not gonna be like, hey, show me your eyes and your booty holes to confirm that you're 18. They don't care. Nothing cares.
If a computer asks you to show them your booty hole, just know it's not the computer asking. It's the black market, and they're trying to take pictures of your booty hole to sell to grown men living in their mom's basement. So do not take pictures of your booty hole and upload them to the internet, ladies and gentlemen.
Be like, I thought I was uploaded to WebMD. I didn't know. I have a booty hole everywhere. The last trailer we watched is the Spider-Man 2 gameplay footage, which not only shows the intro trailer of Kraven the Hunter, which is going to be fucking crazy to fight that villain.
Yeah.
It also shows Peter Parker and Miles Morales in the same gameplay, racing after Kraven while also the lizard's they're chasing after the lizard. It's fucking crazy. And I'm like, if this is just a scene of the game, holy shit. Did you ever get to play Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I beat the game. So, now it's just like, webbing around the city and just doing random shit. It's a fucking phenomenal great game. Just a great story and just really fun to play.
Yeah, and now Peter's got the Venom suit, which we'll find out how he got that from, like, the Osborn factory and shit that they hinted at in the first game. I mean, aggressive Peter's already hilarious because when he saved that one dude from the helicopter crash, he just throws that nigga. He's like,
get up out of here.
Yeah, so it's
I'm
I'm excited.
Have to save you again.
And then Tony Todd's gonna be the voice of Venom. I mean, take all my money at this point, PlayStation. I can take it all. If that's not the game of the year, just from that trailer alone, like, I don't know what will be.
I mean, we never know. We never know.
You never know what's coming around the pipe. But
also because of certain thing like the writer's strike, does that affect the games as well?
I think that's a different union, but I also could be mistaken in that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Me neither. I don't know.
Because technically the writer's strike affects comic books, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, no. Because that's one thing I've been told that I could work on. I could work on a comic book if I want to. But then also my response to the people that told me that is, yeah, with who? Because I'm not a fucking comic book artist. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
But folks, it's funny. I said, like, we don't know what's coming down the pipeline. And we just did an hour show talking about what's coming down the pipeline. So, but folks, hope you all have been enjoying these movie news and trailer episodes. Please tweet at us. Let us know if you like the episodes. At American Collins for Brandon Collins. And Justin, you can be found at J Brown Did It. You can find Medium Popcorn and Medium P Podcast on all social media platforms. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page at youtube.com/Medium Popcorn. Also, support the show financially, right, Justin?
Yes. Take yourself over to patreon.com/medium popcorn. We have $5, $10, $15, $2, $5, $10, and $15 packages on there. Our entire backlog hits Patreon. We have bonus episodes, mini episodes, guys. If you love the show, Patreon's where you need to be. And again, that's patreon.com/medium popcorn. And please grab some swag at tpublic.com/medium popcorn as well. Get a shirt, get a cargo bag, or all that good shit is there.
Swagalicious. And thank you as always to our researcher Yuvia, who's in the chat every time with us recording this stuff. Yeah, folks, leave a 5-star review in your favorite podcast application too. Let us know what you think of the show. We'll read it on the future episode. And leave us a voicemail at 347-508-0978. Let us know what you think about the show, what you thought about the past episodes, and what you would like to hear us review or talk about next time. All right, y'all. Peace.
Still east in Canada, so they don't send the fires towards us.
We didn't start the fire. That's for damn sure.
Well, no, it's Canada.
Yeah. Blame Canada.
Because they're not a real country anyways.